Now we're going to play around with the symbols. So let's tweak the symbol description language that's SmartFrac created for us. And let's look at the power pins first. So the no connect pins are sitting here above the VCCA1 and VCCA4. Why don't we move those around? So we'll go back to Part Builder. We're going to open the SDL editor, and let's slide down to the power symbol. And we can compare real quick. And we can look, we can see on the right we have all the ground pins. On the left we have the VCC1 pins, and then we have a spacer with 2 spaces. We have the VCCA3 pins, a spacer, and the no connect. So let's take the no connect and its spacer, and we highlight it, and we'll cut it, and we'll move it down below to here. And then let's move that spacer up between the VCCA4 and the no connect. So now we can see that we'll move the VCCA4 and the VCCA1 up and the no connect down. And we'll save this, and it's going to ask us to change the name because it says SDL from template.file, and it knows that the next time we run SmartFrac we could overwrite it and lose our changes. So we'll say OK, and let's call it alt symbols 1.sdl. We can call it anything we want, and we notice the symbol description file now changed to alt symbols 1.sdl. Let's go ahead and build this. And we got to hit the build symbols function. And then let's take another look at the symbols. So we can look here or we can look here. So let's use the HTML symbol viewer is pretty nice. It gives us a view of, basically it's showing the Allegro HDL, but all the different tools will look pretty much the same. So now let's go to the power pins, and now we can see between here we did VCCA3, 1, 4, and the no connect pins are down as compared to the no connect and the VCCA4. So very quickly we reordered the way we wanted those. Now let's take a look at the way the symbols were built. So there's 10 symbols for this pin, and it's 324 pins. We can go back to symbol 1. So there's 1 symbol per bank. What if we want to make this a little more compact and get rid of some of these symbols? So let's go play with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine banks 1A and 1B. And what we'll do is we'll put the 1A and 1B on one side. We'll put the 1A pins on the left. So we'll change this to the left. We'll get rid of the symbol. So we're going to get rid of the end of symbol and the start of symbol, and we'll delete them. So now we have that. We'll rename this symbol 1A, 1B. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll put the VCCIO pins on the right, and so now we're going to have on the left VCCIO 1A. On the right we'll have VCCIO 1B. And what I want to do is I want to put those together, and then I want to use this magic balance symbol sides and I'm going to move it down after the VCCIOB. And let's put 2 spacers in between that and the rest of the pins. So what this is going to do is it's going to place all the VCCIO pins, no matter how many there are, on all the VCCIO1B pins on the right. And if there was 10 of these and 9 of these, it would balance it and then put 2 more spaces. So it basically starts a new section in that symbol. Then on the left we'll have the IOP1A pins and the IOP1B pins. So now let's do the same thing and combine it for banks 2 and 3. So let's get rid of the bank 3 start. We'll hit delete. And we'll call it banks 2, 3. Okay. And on the left we'll put VCCIO2. On the right we'll put VCCIO3, and we'll move it up. We'll put a balance symbol sides plus 2 in between it. And then on the left we'll put the 2 pins, and on the right we'll put the 3 pins. Let's continue on to do that with banks 4 and 5. So we're going to get rid of the 4 and 5, cut that. We'll make 4 and 5 together. On the left we'll put the VCCIO 4 and 5, and then we'll put a balance symbol sides in there. Okay. On the left we'll put the 4 pins. On the right we'll put the 5 pins, and then let's go combine 6 and 7. Here we go. We're going to delete that. So we have 6, 7, and on the, we'll move this one up. On the right, we'll put VCCIO 7. On the right, we'll have this VCCIO 7 pins, and then on the left, we'll put the IO 6 pins, and we'll stick the balance symbol sides in there. Okay, so now we're going to have, instead of 10 symbols, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to make this banks 6 and 7, 5. There's one left over bank, bank 8, and a power pins. Okay, so now let's save this, and let's save it as something new. We'll call it alt symbols 2.sdl, and we'll save it as that. And it says, hey, you changed the name. Do you want to change the symbol description file to point to that now? And we'll say yes. And then we'll hit run, and we'll build symbols. It tells us the SDL file changed, and we'll say yes, we want to save it. So now let's go look at the symbols. And now we can see we only have 6 symbols instead of 10, so it's a lot more compact. We have VCCIO 1A on the left and all the 1A pins underneath it. The balance symbol sides pushed that together. Let's quickly show you the symbol description language next to it. And we'll put it over here. And we'll put it over here. So on the left we have VCCIO 1A. On the right we have VCCIO 1B. We have a balance symbol sides plus 2, so it pushes these 2 down by 2. And let's see if we can find one where the balance, so here's a good example of the balance symbol sides working for us magically. So the VCCIO 2 pins, there was only 3, so we put those on the left. On the right there was 4 VCCIO 3 pins. So the balance symbol side says, okay, well, balance the number of pins, so it added an extra spacer on the left side to match this, and then it added 2 more spacer pins. And then we put the IO2 pins on the left and the IO3 pins on the right. And then let's walk through the rest of our symbols. And we can see, and here's the power which were with the changes we made. So you can see how quickly we can modify the construction of the symbols and make it look like we want.